So today is March 7th, and this is what we woke up to this morning, a backyard full of snow again. But no worries, I've got a spring DIY for you today. Hi there, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. Welcome back, and if you're new, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you some cute little DIYs for spring and Easter that you'll be able to use on your tiered trays, on little shelves, or just to help you create some little vignettes of decor. These little white buckets are from the Dollar Tree and they come 3 to a pack. They're in where the wedding decor is, so where the decorations are and that kind of thing. What I'm doing is just taking a black permanent marker and giving them a little bit of an enamel look. So just running my marker along the bottom, along the top, around the edges, and on the handle. And I'm going to do this to both of them. Next, I just put some of the floral foam into the little buckets, just very easily cutting them out and shoving them in there. I didn't put any hot glue. And now I'm just trimming down a little piece of moss, which was also a Dollar Tree product. And I'm going to hot glue it onto the top of these little buckets. Working with this moss is really messy, so that's why you're seeing me cut it and trim it inside the bag. That just kind of helps to prevent too much moss from getting all over the place because it just drives me crazy. For the first little bucket, I'm going to make a little arrangement with lavender. I'm using some of the stems that I saved from other projects just so I can use these extra little florals and then put them on a stem so it's easier to push into the foam. I'll be cutting the stem different sizes so I can make the arrangement have varying heights. After I get the lavender where I want it to be, I'm going to take some of the greenery and add that in just by using some hot glue. The next little bucket is going to have an Easter egg for a topiary tree. So I've got, again, another stem that I saved from different projects. And what I've done is just taken off some of the green portion to just show the wire. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the egg right onto it. This is just a Dollar Tree egg that I painted with off-white chalk paint and threw some speckles on it with my brush, and this was actually something that I had from last year, so I thought I would just use it up for Easter this year. To dress up the egg just a little bit more, I used these little extra stems left over from another project. This floral is called Dusty Miller and it has that lamb's ear color but with little white tips, and I thought that would be really cute just to glue at the bottom of the egg so it has a little bit of a collar. I also added a couple of little sprigs up the stem of the topiary just to dress it up. This last little bucket is getting a little bit of a different look. This time I'm using Spanish moss, which is more of the gray and rough looking moss, and I'm going to create a little bird's nest. So I'm starting just by putting a chunk of the moss at the bottom, and then I'm going to use some of the other moss to kind of build up the sides a little bit. When using hot glue and things like moss that very easily can burn your fingers because the glue comes through, it's a really good idea to use some kind of utensil or a stick or something. I'm just using this little piece of branch that was left over, and that will just protect my fingers. While I was thrifting, I found this huge wreath that had a gazillion Easter eggs on it that were already painted. So I just snipped off 3 little eggs, 3 different colors, and I'm just going to hot glue them into the nest, and I'm going to place them not all the same. So one's going to be standing up a little bit, one will be kind of leaning on its side, and one will be kind of askew. Anyway, just wanted to make it look as natural as possible. The next project is this little birdhouse. I've had this little birdhouse for a little while. It also came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to trim off that little hanging rope. I don't need that. And I'm going to just push the rest of it down inside. And then I'm going to hot glue this little tack or button kind of to the top so it just covers up the hole. I'm going to give the birdhouse 2 coats of chalked linen white Rust-Oleum paint to cover up everything. So I'm going to make sure I get that little button, and I'm going to do the inside of the birdhouse hole as well. Sticking with my little enameled theme, I'm going to take my oil-based paint marker this time and just do the same thing on the birdhouse like I did with the buckets. I'm just going to go around all of the edges and give it a little bit of an enameled look. And it's okay if it's bumpy, it's okay if there's more in one section than there is in the other section. You want it to look as natural as possible. This last project is a little bit different. I'm going to make a little wooden sign. I've got these wooden garden stakes that I picked up last year at my Dollarama, and I thought they're perfect for being able to just create a little frame for this little piece of white wood that I have. It's already been painted from a previous project that I abandoned. It just wasn't working out the way I thought it was. So I thought I would just use this up because I have it. So I'm going to measure out what I need, and then I'm going to cut it out using the miter box. The little white square is 4 inches on each side. So I'm cutting out 2 5-inch pieces and 2 4-inch pieces. So I can have 2 longer pieces on the top and the bottom, and then the 2 shorter pieces will be inside on the sides. The cut edges were really rough, so I'm just taking some sandpaper and smoothing them down because I don't want anyone to get any splinters, especially me. So I've decided to make this a reversible sign, and on one side I'm going to do Ray Dunn font, and I'm going to put in Happy Spring, and on the other side I'm going to put Hoppy Easter. So this way I have the ability to just switch it around based on either the season or what I feel like that day. Using hot glue, I'm now going to glue the frame pieces to the little board, and I'm going to make sure that my hot glue is in the center of the wood frame pieces because I want this to look the same on both sides. Now I'm going to paint all 4 sides, front and back, and the little trim pieces in chalked linen white paint from Rust-Oleum. I'm just going to give it 1 coat. If there's a little bit of wood showing through, I think that gives it more of a rustic look. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, share my video, subscribe by hitting that red button, and don't forget to click the bell to get notified when I upload new content. Stay tuned in the next couple of weeks when I show you how I use these items in my spring decor. Thanks for watching.